عليك يا وارث أمير المؤمنين. In the last few nights, the topic was Imam Hussein and Karbala are continuity of the message of all the Anbiya. Karbala is continuation of the struggle that started right in the beginning in the family of Adam alayhi salam. That one side was on the right and another one on the wrong side of the struggle. And we talk about how Imam Hussein carried the inheritance of Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad. Peace be upon them. But tonight, we are saying that, may peace be upon you, O Imam Hussein, the warith of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Amir al-Mu'mineen is his father. But he is Imam al-Muttaqeen, the leader of the righteous. He is al-Muallim al-Thani, he is the second teacher in Islam. The first teacher was Muhammad, peace be upon him, the Prophet of Allah. And also Imam Ali, we call him al-Murtada. Al-Murtada comes from Rida, means satisfaction, pleasure. That he was al-Murtada, that means Allah was pleased with him and he was pleased with Allah. There is a hadith from the Holy Prophet that he said, من أراد أن ينظر إلى آدم في علمه وإلى نوح في تقواه وإلى إبراهيم في حلمه وإلى موسى في هيبته وإلى عيسى في عبادته فلينظر إلى علي بن أبي طالب عليه السلام. If you like to see the knowledge of Adam, the piety of Noah, the patience of Abraham, the character of Moses, and the prayer of Jesus. If you want to see all these beauties and qualities gathered in one individual, look at Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, who carries all these qualities. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. If you read Khutbah al-Qasi'ah in the middle of Nahj al-Balagha from Imam Ali, he is talking about himself and introducing himself. He is talking about the time that لم يجمع بيت واحد يومئذ في الإسلام غير رسول الله. There was only one Muslim house in the beginning, and there were only 3 people used to live in that house. Rasulullah wa Khadija wa ana thalithahuma. The Prophet, his wife Khadija, and myself. Imam Ali says, we were only 3 people and one Muslim house. أرى نور الوحي والرسالة وأشم ريح النبوة. I was in a situation that I could see the light of revelation and I could smell the perfume of prophethood. And the Prophet told me, إنك تسمع ما أسمع وترى ما أرى إلا أنك لست بالنبي. Everything that I see, you see. Everything that I hear, you can hear too. The only difference is that I'm the Prophet, but you are a successor of the Prophet and not the Prophet. You are an Imam. The Prophet used to say, أنا وعلي من شجرة واحدة. You are from one shajara, you are on one tree, like everybody else from another tree, but Ali and myself, we are from the same source. علي مع الحق والحق مع علي. Anywhere Ali is, the truth is there, and wherever truth is, Ali is located. The location of this man is the area of truthfulness. You can find him. Aliyun ma'al Quran, wal Quran ma'ali. If you want to understand the real meaning of the Quran, look at the comment and the commentary of Imam Ali. He knows the real meaning of the Quran. Even Aisha, who is a wife of the Holy Prophet, she said, رأيت أبا بكر, her father, يكثر النظر إلى وجه علي. I saw my father Abu Bakr, which the first Khalifa, according to the Sunni school of thought, and I saw my father keep looking at the face of Imam Ali. فقلت يا أبا أراك تكثر النظر إلى وجه علي. Why is it that just you focus and keep looking at the face of this man? There are a lot of people here in this room and you just look at Imam Ali. Why? فقال Abu Bakr, Aisha's father, he said, سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله يقول النظر إلى وجه علي عبادة. I heard that the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, said that even looking at the face of Imam Ali consider an act of worship. It is just blessing. This man is so pious and pure that even looking at him, it makes connection between me and my Lord. Another saying is from Imam Shafi'i, one of those four leaders of four Sunni schools of thought. Imam Shafi'i, he said, علي حبه جنة قسيم النار والجنة وسي المصطفى حقا إمام الإنس والجنة. Means the hub, the love and passion for this man is a protection. He is the standard of who goes to hell and who goes to heaven. That means that the way this man lived, his expressions, his intentions, his actions, they are the base of the judgment. That means that whatever he does is right. So through this standard, you can imagine who may go to heaven, who is going to be blessed by Allah, and who is going to be deprived from his mercy. And when Imam Ali himself talks about prayer, he says, إلهي ما عبدتك تمعا للجنة ولا خوفا من النار بل وجدتك أهلا للعبادة فعبدتك. You know, you and I as ordinary people, we just pray that say, oh, if I pray, I go to Jannah, right? If I don't pray, I may go to hell, or, you know, something. But Imam Ali is saying this is not the issue for Imam Ali. When he prays, when he fasts, when he goes to Hajj, when he does any humanitarian, any service to humanity, he doesn't do it as a business that, well, I'm going to make a business with God. I do this, then God gives me paradise, or I avoid from death, so I won't go to hell. This is your concern and my concern because we are just ordinary people. But Imam Ali alayhi salam, he is at the highest level of understanding the Lord, and his faith is so perfect and so pure that he is saying that if I worship my Lord, this is not out of my greed for the garden of heaven, and this is not out of my fear from the fire of hell. I do this because وَجَدْتُكَ أَهْلًا لِلْعِبَادَةِ, because God deserves it. The reason I do it is that God deserves it, not for business, not for fear, nothing like this. Now we go to so many qualities. I just want to give you like a refresher your memory when we say Imam Hussein is warith of Amir al-Mu'mineen. What do we mean by that? When somebody went to Muawiyah, and you know Muawiyah was the enemy of Imam Ali, and he launched wars against the Imam, and he was complaining about Imam Ali that, you know, this guy, he was mean and he didn't take care of me. Now I came to you, Muawiyah, because you are generous and you are this and that. And he was making this propaganda. Muawiyah himself said, you are wrong. He said, لو كان لعلي بيت من تبن وآخر من تبر لأنفذ التبر قبل التبن. This is what Muawiyah concluded, that the Ali that I know, if he has two houses, one house is full of like hashish, like the grass and wood and all of this stuff, and there is another house full of gold and jewelry, and he wants to distribute these two houses among people, he would start from the house of gold and silver before. He finished with jewelry first before he opened the gate for the other house. This is how generous this man, and this is a judgment of someone like Muawiyah, because even he knows the quality and character of Imam Ali. This is what we read in Nahj al-Balagha, that Imam used to say, Ya dunya, غري غيري قد طلقتك ثلاثا لا رجعة فيها. He is addressing all the money and might and everything in this world. Everything that is like prestige, pleasure, popularity, whatever that you think is dunya, whatever that you think it is material, whatever it's dunya, he said, طلقتك ثلاثة. I divorce you 3 times. You know, if somebody divorces his wife for 3 times, then they cannot return to each other. There's, except under, you know, complicated conditions. But after 3 times of divorce, no return. Because Islam doesn't want to see that the family is just fun, that every day they divorce and every day they come back, and anytime they get angry they want to divorce. And no, it is just, if you cross the law and you went through divorce for 3 times, same husband and wife, then that is the point of no return. And Imam Ali says that this is how I divorce the dunya, that I don't want this dunya to come back and to fool me and to deceive me. No, oh dunya, you cannot deceive the son of Abu Talib. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. On the same extent, one day, Ibn Abbas is saying that it was a very busy day as we are going and preparing like a Siffin battle. I saw Imam Ali sitting there and he's fixing his shoes. I said, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, now it's not time for this. And Imam Ali so relaxed, he said, Ibn Abbas, how much do you think it's worth it? ما قيمة هذه النعلة؟ فقلت يا أمير المؤمنين لا قيمة لها. I said, this shoes that you are using, it is just nothing. Nobody pay any dirham even for this. Imam Ali said, والله الذي أحب إلي من إمرتكم إلا أن أقيم حقا أو أدفع باطلا. How much this na'alain and these shoes you think worth, and you think is worth nothing? Administration and governance over this dunya is as cheap as this shoe, except I can do something for truth and for justice. If through my power I cannot fix something good, then this governor and this power means nothing for me. This is the Imam that is so attached to truth and justice and at the same time to freedom. He said, لا تكن عبد غيرك وقد جعلك الله حرا. Allah created you free. He gave you the gift of freedom. Don't let yourself and your soul to be a slave of someone else. It doesn't say be arrogant. You have to be humble. But he is saying don't be a slave. And don't sell your dignity and your freedom, because that is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Man taraka shahawat asha hurra. The real freedom starts from your freedom from your desires. You know, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that if you can control your tongue and your stomach and your private, these three dangerous areas, your tongue from talking nonsense, and your stomach from eating haram, and your private from acting haram. If you can protect these three areas, I guarantee you the paradise, the gift of heaven, is for someone who can achieve this internal freedom. You go to the courage and leadership of Imam Ali when he faced the enemy like Amr ibn Abdul. The Prophet said, "Baraz al-iman kulluhu ma'al kufr kulleh." Like Imam Ali represent the entire faith, and the enemy who are facing him to fight him represent the entire evil. And it was a very, very sensitive challenge and sensitive confrontation. If on that day Imam Ali was defeated, that was the final defeat for the entire, this new young faith. For this reason, when Imam Ali won that war of injustice against the Muslim community, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, غَرْبَةُ عَلِيٍّ يَوْمَ الْخَنْدَقِ أَفْضَلُ مِنْ عِبَادَةِ الثَّقَلَيْنِ. One strike of this battle, this heroine, this hero of the battle with the Ahzab, in that battle, is worth of people to worship God forever. Because if it was not for that heroic confrontation and resistance and victory, the entire faith collapsed, and you and I were not here today. So it is not exaggeration when we hear La Fata illa Ali, La Sayf illa Dhul Faqar. That shi'ar, or that probably was a heavenly voice from angel, that look at the heroic actions of this hero of faith, that he is the real man, and his strike and his resistance is the greatest. We are saying the same thing after 1400 years, but this man with all this power was a great human being, not only to the Muslims, but even to non-Muslims, when he said, Man ada injiliyan faqad adani. If someone hurt a Christian person, he has hurt me. As a Christian doesn't share the same ideology, but this Imam, he cares for human beings, whether they are Muslims or non-Muslims. Compare with what these wuhush are doing in Iraq and Syria, that in the name of Islam, how they hurt not only Muslims but Christians, and kill the husband and occupy their houses and rape their wives, and they do all this in the name of religion and the name of God. So that shows that they are totally different and opposite of a school of thought that Imam Ali alayhi salam was following. So we understand this hadith that the Holy Prophet said, Ya Ali, anta awwalu dakhil al-jannah min ummati wa inna shi'ataka ala manabir min nur. The first one who will enter the heaven on the day of judgment from my ummah, from the Muslims, would be you, Ya Ali. And I can see that your Shia, the real followers, those who really followed you, they are on the positions and the platforms of light on the day of judgment, and their faces are shining of joy and happiness. وَيَكُونُونَ غَدًا فِي الْجَنَّةِ جِيرَانِ. And your followers, your Shia, are my neighbors in paradise. This is a hadith, this is a statement of the Holy Prophet, مَا يَنْتُغْ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَىٰ. So you understand that when we say Imam Ali is the Imam, and Imam Hussein is the Warith, he carries the heritage of Imam Ali, that means that his courage, his commitment, his leadership, his wisdom, his sincerity, his sacrifice, his suffering, he just carries all the qualities of his father. So Imam Hussein's passion for freedom, for justice, coming from Amir al-Mu'mineen, from his father. So may Allah bless us to be the Shia, the followers of Imam Hussein, because on the day of Ashura, you see there are two kinds of Shia. There are Shia, the followers of Imam Hussein, and they are Shi'at Abi Sufyan, the followers of, the opposite, the ones who stood against the Prophet from day number one. So these 72 people who followed Imam Hussein, they were really the real Shia, because they supported the Imam, they helped the Imam, they followed the Imam, and they tried to be similar to the Imam. And this is the entire meaning of being Shia. The concept of Shi'ism means all of this. Now, of course, there were some other people who loved Imam Hussein, but only 72 people, that courage, that devotion, that determination, that leadership, that they could see death. They knew that they are going to be beheaded, but still they didn't change it. There was something on YouTube, maybe some of you saw that, some of these poor Lebanese soldiers from Jaysh Lubnani who were arrested by the criminals, by Nusra and Qaeda, others, and they were humiliated by those criminals, and then they forced them to curse Hezbollah, to curse Lebanese army, to curse, leadership. Probably you saw that on YouTube. Well, we cannot blame those soldiers, because poor them. If you and I were in that situation, that you see the sword and they want to kill you, behead you, and they tell you, you have to say this, you must say that. I mean, we don't know that if they are saying it from their heart. I mean, they are just making it up. Apparently, this is the situation, because, when you talk about like somebody like Hezbollah or Said Hassan Nasrullah, I mean, even the Israelis, they were in 2006, the Israelis, the Jews in Israel, they said, we trust this man more than our own leaders, because we know that we trust him, because whatever he says, he does it. He doesn't lie, he doesn't cheat, he doesn't fool. He says what he means and he does what he says. I mean, this is what the Jews and the Israelis are saying about that. But now these, Lebanese soldiers, these poor guys, and, without shoes, and then hungry and tired, and the sword among them, and beheading, and all of this. So they said these things, and inshallah, it's not from their heart at all. But, when you compare still this situation with those 72 soldiers around Imam Hussein, I mean, they also saw the enemies. They knew that they are going to be beheaded shortly. But look at Ansar al-Hussein and Ashab al-Hussein. And tonight is the night of Ansar. Tonight is night of Ashab al-Hussein alayhi salam. Look at their statement. I just conclude with what Zuhair ibn al-Qayn, he said, لَقَدْ سَمِعْنَا هَدَاكَ اللَّهُ يَا ابْنَ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ مَقَالَتَكَ وَاللَّهِ لَوْ كَانَتِ الدُّنْيَا لَنَا بَاغِيَةً وَكُنَّا فِيهَا مُخَلَّدِينَ لَأَثَرْنَا النُّهُوذَ مَعَكَ عَلَى الْإِقَامَةِ فِيهَا. When they heard Imam Hussein that said, you don't have to stay here. They are going to kill me. If you stay here, you are going to die. They are going to kill you. And I'm not talking about like 10 years from now. I'm talking about tomorrow. Tomorrow, everybody in this area who is in my camp, in my caravan, is going to be killed and beheaded. You don't have to stay. You stay. You have the darkness of the night. You can leave. And then this Ansar stood up and spoke one after another. One of them is Zuhair ibn al-Qayn, and said, "Oh, son of the Prophet, Wallah, if this dunya was forever, if we knew that we are going to live in this world forever and ever, if there was no such a thing as death, no such a thing as the day of judgment, that the dunya was there forever and we were there forever, we would still prefer to continue this movement with you, to listen to you, and to die with you, and to be killed with you, rather than stay in this world forever and ever." Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. This is the sincerity. This is the real meaning of Shia. It's not about lip service that we just talk, and coming to the masajid that one for a few nights and then go goodbye till next year for another Ashura and another Harisa. No, this is a serious issue. They were very serious about. But the Shi'ite Abi Sufyan, they didn't care. What was their slogan? They said, "Kam tahibu lana," how much you give us to go and kill Imam Hussein? That was their concern. How much you give us? We are ready to kill. How much you give us? That was the Shi'ite Abi Sufyan. But the Shi'ite Ahlul Bayt, they were saying, "Namutu ma'ak, ya Abu Abdullah." We are there to die with you, live with you, and die with you to defend your dignity and to defend our faith. I really appreciate